Hello, Stampers, and happy Make It Monday. Thanks for finding your way to my page, Inkyfingers Papercrafting. This is Laura Buechler, and I am excited to spend another Make It Monday day with you. Make sure you stick around till the end of the video where we will be giving away this stunning, simple card, masculine birthday card that we made last week with the Hair and Habitat bundle. And today I'm going to be showing you how to make this card. I'm calling it the Pinwheel card. I don't know what exactly to call it. I cased it from Lisa Ann Bernard, my buddy demonstrator down in the States. And let's get started, and I'm going to show you how to make it. So this card is using some of the naturally gilded specialty paper. Here's a peek at that paper. Isn't it stunning? Oh, camera, are you acting up already? Come on, let it be. So this paper has 3 different styles. It's got copper and vanilla. Is that copper? Copper and white, excuse me. Vanilla and gold, and then silver and white. And you get 2 sheets of each in your package, and they're all 12 by 12. And I used 2 different designs to make this gorgeous pinwheel card. So let me show you how to do it. First of all, you're going to start with 2 pieces of designer series paper, or specialty designer series paper in this case, and they both should measure the same size. So let me just trim this one down. It should be 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. Here we go. Will I ever learn about how hard it is to have the trimmer on the desk when the laptop's on the desk? Probably not, because we're going to end up needing the trimmer today a few times. So you're also going to need this. This is going to make 2 cards for you. So you'll need 2 card bases, and because I'm using silver and gold, I just get to choose whatever color I want. The one I made earlier is with Coastal Cabana, and now I'm making one with Fresh Freesia, so that's pretty fun. Oh, hey, Maury, thanks for dropping in. One of the changes that I made to the design I learned from Lisa is that I've also cut a piece that is the same color as my card base, Fresh Freesia in this case, and this is the same size as a card front, so it's 5.5 by 4 1/4. And all of these measurements will be available to my VIP group, the Social Stampers, after the video. So I'm going to take my 2 pieces of designer series paper. I'm going to line them up in my trimmer, and I'm trying to make sure that the corners are right in that little track where the blade is going to go. And when I'm cutting corner to corner, I don't want to start at the corner. If I just push the blade down and try to cut at the corner, because that's such a jagged edge for the blade to hit, the blade could get bumped, the paper could get crumpled, all kinds of bad things. So what I did is I just raised up my guide, moved my blade to the middle, and then I put the guide down. So now the blade is going to cut from the center. And now I just cut from corner to corner. Okay, now I'm going to move these around, and I kind of want to keep them in the same alignment, the same shape. So I'm checking here that my corners still line up over here, and they still line up over here. And I want to make sure that I'm going to cut from the other corner to the other corner, another diagonal. Oh, cutting diagonals not your strength, Maury. Well, you know, you just got to practice, right? Nothing gets better without practice. Gosh, I sound like I'm talking to my daughter, and or I sound like my own parents talking to me. Look at that. That was not great what I just did, but that's okay. I'm gonna just try and fix it. I made a little boo-boo. That's okay. See, none of us are perfect, Maury. None of us are perfect. There we go. See, I got a little boo-boo there. That's all right, because when we finish the card, those center bits are all going to be covered by a circle. So I'm just going to grab my snips and do a little trim, and all will be well. Okay, now we've got 4 pieces of each designer series paper now, right? We're not done cutting. And when I did this the first time, let's see, I'm going to put it up at the top here. It's probably easier to see. When I did this the first time, I went bananas trying to make sure that I lined up the original patterns and made sure that the original pictures were all still pristine. And I don't actually think that was necessary at all, because the way that we're going to mix it up, you won't really be able to tell. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking all of these pairs of triangles. Oh, thank you, Maury, hitting the heart button for me. Taking all these pairs of triangles, and with the straight edge against the edge of my trimmer, I'm sliding so that the point is right where the blade is going to cut, and I'm cutting. So we're ending up with a lot of triangles, and I'm just putting them all over here on my desk, and I'm not even worrying about which one goes where. Don't sweat the small stuff, baby. We are here to be creative. We're not here to be perfect. Okay. All right. So we are going to use the trimmer again, but it will be for scoring. So I'm taking my cutting blade right out of the picture so that when I'm ready, I will not make any mistakes. All right. So the easiest way I found to do this was to look for the right angles. You all know what those right angles are, right? 90 degrees, a straight triangle, whatever you want to call it. And I tried to put all of the ones that had the right angle at the top over on one side, and then if they had the right angle at the bottom, they went over on the other side. And then I'm going to get to mix and match. So we should have, unless there's some kind of wormhole in the universe, we should have an equal number on each side. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hooray! Okay. So now what we're going to do, this is the fun part. Now we're going to take a gold from this side and a silver from this side and flip them over. Oops, that didn't work too well. There we go. We're going to take a gold and a silver from the same side. How about? And flip them over and just declare them a pair. And they're not going to match up. The patterns obviously are not going to match up, but that's okay. I'm going to take a gold and a silver, put them together. They make a little rectangle. Ta-da! That's a pair. And we've done 2 from this side, so now I'm going to do 2 from this side. A gold and a silver, and that's a pair. And a gold and a silver, and that's a pair. Doesn't matter, like I said, the patterns are not going to match up because they're all different patterns, so that's no problem. Now, all of these extra ones here I'm going to use to make my second card, which probably won't have time in the video today, but I'll show it to you later. But these are the ones that I'm going to use to make my card, and it's going to turn out to be a cool pinwheel. Now, before I start assembling that, I'm going to grab my trimmer again. This is another step that I added myself after watching Lisa's demonstration, just to give myself a little bit of a guide. So I've got the scoring blade in here. I took out the cutting blade. I'm just going to do scoring right now, and I'm going to do corner to corner again. So what I'm doing here is giving myself a little bit of a guide so that when I start to stick my papers on here, it's a little bit easier for me to line them up. You don't have to do this. You can do it freehand, but I found it easier if I had some lines to use as a guide. Yeah, so that's all I did, is just corner to corner diagonal score lines. And then that way, that will help me line up these papers a little bit better. Hey, Shannon, thanks for dropping in, pal. Always fun to see you. I'm working with gorgeous, naturally gilded paper today. And if you're thinking to yourself, where is this naturally gilded paper? Where is this gorgeous, shiny stuff? And how do I get my hands on it? I have not seen it in the catalog. It's true, you haven't seen it in the catalog. It's not in the catalog. It's online. This is part of the new online exclusives collection, and you will only see it online at stampinup.ca. Or, of course, you can find them by going to my site, inkyfingers.ca. Okay, so I'm ready to put my first gold piece on, and I'm going to use this diagonal line as a guide. So I'm going to put my gold piece kind of in between, above that score line, and leaving a border at the edge. Hey, Glenda, tuning in from Australia. Wow, that is so cool. Thanks for joining. All right. More papers going on. This card is going to be so sparkly when we're done. So again, I'm just using that little score line just to give me a little bit of a guideline, and it doesn't have to be perfect. One thing you can do too when you're when we've cut these diagonal pieces and it's hard to get this big, thick adhesive right in the corners here, multi-purpose glue is lovely for that. So I'm going to get out my multi-purpose glue and just put a little dot right here and press that corner down. Now it's going to stick down a lot better. Okay, next one. And all we're going to do is gold and silver. We're going to alternate around the whole thing. Gold and silver, gold and silver. It's going to look really cool. Gold and silver. Silver, gold, and silver, gold. Here we go. Now, if I was being fussy, and there are times when I am, I might trade out this one because to me it looks like the flowers are upside down now. So I could trade that out for a different piece, but I'm not being fussy today. So there, you get to choose how fussy you are at any given moment, and I am choosing less fussy than that. All right, so what is everybody up to today? Enjoying the sunshine? What time is it, Glenda, in Australia? My sister just flew into Australia yesterday. Nobody in my family has ever been to Australia before, but her best friend moved there recently, and so now she's gone to visit. So that's pretty exciting. So all I have heard from her is that she landed safely, and then I imagine she just went to sleep. That's what I would do. It's a very, very long flight from here to Australia. Shannon just had ice cream with her best friend. Oh, that's a coincidence. I just had ice cream with my best friend. What a funny coincidence that is, Shanny Pants. Best friend and best conversation. That's what we had. Oh, and best ice cream, of course. Okay, I'm going to put this one down here. 6:45 in the morning. Oh my goodness. Wow, I was going to say you got up early to watch stamping, although perhaps stamping is not what you got up early for. I'm very flattered that you're here joining us. Okay, where's this one going to go? Right here. There we go. My corners are looking a little ragged here where I made that mistake earlier, but I'm not worried about it because, like I said, it's going to be covered up with a circle. You don't even see those center bits at all. Oh, Kathy's here. Kathy's picking up wine kits. Are you brewing your own wine, Kathy? Is there a special occasion coming up that you're doing that for? And Glenda is always up early. Oh, good for you. Well, I hope it's a beautiful day in Australia. Yeah, that's exciting. You have the whole day ahead of you. All right. I'm getting fancy now with two of these. Got sticky on them. Let's pop them down. So as I was saying, this paper, the Naturally Gilded Specialty Paper, is part of the online exclusives offering. And you're going to be seeing some other products that I use for this card that are also part of the online exclusives offering. And all that online exclusives means is that Stampin' Up! Doesn't have to wait for a hard copy print publication catalog in order to be able to offer us awesome new products. So I'm all in favor of it, honestly. I'm giving my sticky fingers a wipe on my chamois here because they got glue on them. So here's another thing that's available in the online exclusives is this tropical leaf stamp set. And you can get it with a coordinating punch that punches out this leaf shape. I made a really cool card recently with this stamp set, and we'll be making it next week in next week's video. So stay tuned for that. If you want to see the full collection of what's available right now in the online exclusives, you can just go to inkyfingers.ca/online and you'll get to see all of the products. So far we've seen this gorgeous paper, we've seen the stamp set, which is coming up in a minute, and here are two that I'm very excited about in the online exclusives. We've got some circle punches. These physical punches that I am holding in my hands are actually old retired Stampin' Up! Punches from years and years ago. I think they retired in like 2018, 2019, somewhere along there. I didn't get rid of them because, oh my gosh, you always need a circle punch, right? And guess what? Now they're back. You can get these punches online in the online exclusives. So we've got a 2-inch and a 1 3/4 inch. And I'm going to grab my scraps of paper here. I've got a white cardstock. I'm going to punch with the smaller circle and fresh freesia with the larger circle. And we're going to layer them on top like that. Oh, circle punches. I'm so glad you're back. I missed you so much. Do you prefer, those of you who are out there watching, do you prefer punching or die cutting your shapes? I've heard different opinions from different people. I've got here in my hand, Thanks So Much stamp, and that is from the Tropical Leaf. I really like the sentiments here and the font. Always a lot of fun fonts. Oh, Kathy, thank you so much. I'm glad that you're going to be inspired. That makes me feel good. So I would say for myself, I love to punch. Of course, there's a size maximum with punches. You can't punch really, really big things. But I love my circle punches and other shape punches for how quick they are. That said, I'm never getting rid of my die cutting machines. I love them too. So versatile. They now have, smaller sizes. They fold up. Glenda loves punching. Shannon loves punching. We're punch pals is what we are. Okay, so this is going to go in the middle here. Before I go any further, I'm going to grab my card base, and I've already scored it, but I'll go ahead and burnish that score line. And I'm going to attach this onto my card front. Those score lines that I put on to use as a guide, you can't even really see them now that the project is finished. We know they're there. They helped us do our job, but you don't really see them, so it doesn't even matter. So now I'm just popping this right on my card front. It's the exact same size, so I don't need to worry about leaving a border or anything. Isn't that looking fancy and so shiny? And now what I want to do is grab gold and silver trim. This is another online exclusive, and you get a roll of each, a roll of gold and a roll of silver trim. And you can find these at inkyfingers.ca/online. And I, so far, have used them both together because I'm using gold and silver paper. I might as well use gold and silver ribbon. So I'm going to take about that much ribbon, about a foot of each, being very generous with my ribbon. And let's see. I'm going to do a fancy little, well, I don't know what you would call this. It's like a loop, like an infinity sign, a figure 8. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put adhesive all over the back of my circle because anywhere that the trim can stick, I want it to stick. So it's a fancy loop, Shannon. Exactly. It's a loop-de-loop. Okay. So I'm going to start. I want to know roughly which way this is going to go. Now, of course, it's sticking to my fingers. This is the peril of being a crafter. Okay. I want an end sticking out there. And then I'm going to loop it around. And then it's going to have another loop there. And then I want this end to be sticking out over here. Oh my goodness. That's pretty much exactly what I wanted. Let's see how it looks from the front. Oh, I love it. I love it. Now, final touch. Oh my goodness. Sticky, sticky. I'm going to grab my dimensionals and pop my dimensionals on to my sentiment. So for those of you who are local, I wanted to give you a reminder about the upcoming spring mega class. My teammate Arvin and I are offering a spring card making mega class where you will get to make 12 cards, 2 each of 6 different designs, and they're for all different occasions. So there's going to be Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthdays, graduation, wedding, etc., etc. Lots of fun stuff. That's coming up on Saturday, May 6th. And it is $74. But if you register and pay before April 9th, our early bird deadline, then it's only $68. So you have a couple more weeks to get that early bird deadline, and you'll just have such a fun day. We always have tons of prizes. There's games, there's fun, there's food. We feed you. It's a fabulous time. We always do this for Christmas, and this time we're doing it for spring too, because our participants from last Christmas told us we want to do more. So we are offering more. So here is our finished card. Isn't that gorgeous? Hey, Mern, thanks for joining. All right. Now, if you love this card, if you enjoyed watching how to make it, please hit that heart button. You might have seen me just pop on some brushed brass butterflies to embellish at the end here. Just because I felt like it didn't have enough bling already, I thought it needed just a little bit more. Now, don't leave because we are going to give away a card. We're going to give away that heron card. Where did I put it? Here it is. Here's our gorgeous, stunning, masculine birthday card that we made last week with the Heron Habitat bundle. All you need to do to get a chance to win the card from today is share this video. Make sure you leave a comment below that you have shared, because Facebook doesn't always tell me who has shared. And then next week, I'll be giving away this card to one lucky winner. So our Heron Habitat card is going to Carol Nelson. Thank you so much, Carol, for sharing last week's video. And I'll be sending you this card in the mail. Don't forget, you have a chance to win this card by sharing today's video. And I also just want to remind you, remember all those triangles that we cut at the beginning? These are going to make another card too. So the instructions that I gave you on today's video and all the measurements that are going to be shared in my VIP group and on my tutorial shop will make you 2 cards. So that's pretty cool. Thanks so much for joining me today for Make It Monday. Remember, you can purchase all the products shown on my website, inkyfingers.ca. And when you're on the website, you'll find more project tutorials, my events calendar for online and in-person classes, all the current catalogs, and the sign up for my email newsletter. Have a great day, everyone. Happy stamping. See you next time on Make It Monday. Bye.